get into champs. 16 teams to get into champs. And that's going to be, I mean, it's going to be awesome. We're going to see what kind of amateur teams can potentially make a run come champs time.
Yeah, and it's a little bit different than the past ones, right? Usually LCQs were regional based. This time it's 32 teams across the world. So, you know, it's not going to guarantee X amount of European spots, X amount of APAC spots, X amount of NA spots. It's really just based off of those results, the bracket, CWL Pro points. And I'm excited about that because we're going to see a lot of teams that, you know, they've been working towards a major goal, and that is getting the champs.
I like that. And I think region locks make sense for a lot of things, but when it comes to champs, the biggest tournament of the year, let's have the best teams in the world there. And if that ends up being a little bit more North American heavy, or maybe a bunch of European teams make a run, great. All right, let's see what they can do at champs.
Yeah, but back into this game, a great start for UNILAD on this ventilation room. Remember, we saw this last night with Rise, and it was TJ who really went off. Had a huge game. I believe it was him and Gunless on this map, so we'll have to keep an eye out for those two. But we're going to head towards this operation bunker. Alex, he's going to try and get to the front. He does, but Looney's able to take him down.
Rise set up early. Another 1v1 goes down, but Shawnee able to get the better of him. Traded out instantly by TJ, who picks up 2 inside, and now spawning out is UNILAD. UNILAD will have to try and break in. Some good time here for Rise.
Look how far Gunless is, man. He's on the other side of the map. Where is he going? He actually gave his team the bad spawn. They spawn UNILAD in the back. Gunless push out so far, but it doesn't matter. He's able to get a kill, but here comes Shawnee. He's going to have some quick reinforcement. Then you had Alex, who went on a long flanks through ventilation room, and basically he's doing the same thing that Gunless did, just trying to get pushed out. That's great time for UNILAD. Maybe a bit of a misstep from Rise.
Well, yeah, I mean, it works to push out later in this hard point when the other team's rotating, obviously. You're trying to win gunfights in transition. Who else? But, of course, he picks up Gunless as he starts the rotation across from Operations Bunker. One of the longer rotations you'll have on this map. I know it's pretty condensed, but this is one of the big ones in it for sure.
And you see where Rise spawns out so far away towards that smokestacks. Now Zed trying to find that kill on the Looney. Looney playing in that corner. Alex still alive and hunting, but Looney able to find a couple of kills. That's a second or third time now we've seen Looney have a couple early 2 pieces in those hills. So Rise locking down stores right now. How would UNILAD try to break in? It looks like they're pretty spread out. Muskin, he's going to find that kill on the slasher. The AR battle goes his way. Now this will start the UNILAD push. You have one player going up through those middle stairs. That's Shawnee. He's able to find one. Nades the staircase, doesn't expect Gunless to be inside.
UNILAD hasn't been able to contest yet. Now they're going to get inside, rack up some time. Slasher, the last one up in the back, and they're able to pick him up. So right around, what, 25 to 30 seconds in both of these hard points, UNILAD able to get in with like their second push. And that's going to basically keep the lead kind of the same throughout these past couple of hard points.
Yeah, now it's on over to Office, but Rise does have early control of that building. Zed now trying to go through the back, but it's going to be tough for him, right? Just wait for your teammates. Don't have an early death on this push. Yeah, you have about a 30-second lead for them right now. Slasher does find that first kill on a Shawnee. So here we go. Zed, he's going on in, and he just pre-fires a corner. He finds Looney. Now he's got Slasher to deal with, but Gunless and Slasher, they lock it down.
See what Rise can do with the early time yet again. When's that full hold going to come? When are they going to get, 50 or so seconds and take the lead in this game? Gunless currently double positive for Rise Nation. Humble over Slasher, who's dealing with pressure in the back. A team kill actually comes in, but TJ was able to get a kill before he dropped. Delays the push from Wuskin. Slasher takes his head off as we transition right to TJ off spawn, who finds a kill rotating back to the hard.
Yeah, you talk about the first really 40 or 50 seconds that Rise gets, and I think they got it here. UNILAD with 20 seconds left. They're going to back on up towards that smokestacks hill, the last hill of this rotation. TJ, he's got a player in the middle. Now with Shawnee has Gunless's help. They're trying to push on through. They actually spun Shawnee very far away. He's also able to find Zed, so this is a great push for Rise. If they can win this rotation, that would be big for them. But Alex able to find that kill. Might slow it down a bit. Rise a little bit staggered right now. They have these couple of players push up. The other two, though, so far behind.
Streak's starting to build a little bit, though. Looney's got 5 kills in a row at 13 and 8. TJ, going to be your entry fragger more often than not, is able to come in and win that first gunfight. Can Looney get streaks behind this? Gets caught on the cross. That's Alex who's able to chop him down. So far, so good for UNILAD inside of the hard point, but then Slasher does Slasher things. 3 get cut down, 7 kills in a row, 14 and 8, fully streaked out and doing damage with everything, but he just wiped the entire UNILAD roster out of smokestacks.
There is nothing better as an AR player when people just run into your crosshair over and over again, and you just have that bar and just rip them to shreds. great kills, but yeah, he gets all 4, and you're thinking, all right, the rest of the time should get a rise, but UNILAD able to break down in. Zed now the last player here contesting, so you know, they stopped about 10 seconds from going to Rise, about a 20-point swing.
Yeah, but the last hard point was a big one for Rise. You know, you've been trailing by 20, 30 points throughout this, splitting most of the hard points after the first, and finally they get that big hold that puts them in the lead. Now, how long can they hang on to this before UNILAD maybe answers back with a strong hold from themselves?
Yeah, they had a great first ventilation room, and we're right back to it.
Yep.
They have that early setup. Youngless finds Alex, who was trying to push out. Zed now, it's his turn. You can see he's trying to push up towards that operations bunker, but this is going to open that avenue for TJ. He finds 2 easy kills, and Rise break on through with their teamwork.
Slasher out the back, picks one off of barrels. Alex next up is at least able to trade it. That's going to make TJ turn around, but it's a little bit too late because Alex has already cleared it out. Looney will be the last man here for Rise Nation. Trying to get in, just able to get the cover.
Can't find a gun with ammo.
Can I pick up one PPSH
yes.
that lets me take this gunfight? Tried to jiggle and shake as much as he could, but eventually cut down. Nice shots from TJ there to take Shawnee off of cover. Ventilation room now.
Yeah, once again, it was just UNILAD getting the last 20, 25 seconds, right? They did the same through that first rotation where each hill they were breaking on through right before that rotation happened. But now you have Rise set up at operations bunker. TJ and Looney, they find early kills. It's going to be tough now for Shawnee and Wuskin. There comes that artillery strike from Slash.
And look
cutting off the front.
Yeah, look at the movement. Just those purple arrows on the minimap. How much of a longer run how much of a longer run it comes to actually reinforce this hard point. And if they shut down this push, I mean that artillery is really responsible for giving Rise Nation.
They just go right through, and once again they get the last 30 seconds.
So what goes wrong there for Rise? You narrow down the lanes they're going to hit from to basically 1, maybe 2.
Just lose a gunfight.
And they can't hold it.
Yeah, you just lose the gunfights. There's nothing else to it. It's like, yeah, I mean, there was just a road closed right there by Slasher. And yeah, like you said, there's
funnel on through and shoot us.
There's only two places they can go. Now Rise calling in this glide bomb, trying to win this rotation. Here comes a push for Rise. TJ and Looney find those kills. Those entry kills go their way, and then Gunless is there to follow him up. And that's just too easy of a break, I think, for Rise.
TJ's consistently getting that first kill in. And I know he's only at 18 and 16, but look at the amount of time that he's had in the hard point. He's had key kills around the objective. I think he's been team killed 3 or 4 times,
Gunless
though, now.
Just keeps killing his own
team. So it's like, hey, TJ, thanks for the entry, and shoots or nades him in the back.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we talked about yesterday. You know, with this Rise Nation team, you want to see TJ right around even, because what that means, with the pace that he plays at, he's winning his first gunfight. And that's so important for Rise. We see what happens when he struggles.
Well, that's a big part of the reason, like, when he goes positive or performs well, they win so much, because it's like, yeah, you need him to go even. When he's sitting at plus 10 or something like that, you know he's fine. You know he's absolutely making plays in and around the objective time and time again.
And they start the rotation gunfights, and TJ was able to find Wuskin. He finds the first kill, and now you have Rise set up in office. Still an 18-point lead as UNILAD bring it back on storage. Early time, you know, the other way of Rise Nation, and once again, Shawnee checks the corner. But Gunless and TJ are still here, but Zed just trying to buy time for his team to have the close spawns. And really, you have a 4 versus 4. This could potentially decide the game right here.
Zed needs someone to go first. He wants to get these streaks so desperately. Now he's going to go.
He touches it, yeah.
Able to get the touch, able to get the glide bomb. Very tight game. 18-point advantage for Rise Nation right now. Zed will drop before any more streaks come in. And yeah, thinking about smokestacks, that'll be huge. What do we have left? Rise has already used the artillery, the glide bomb. There's a fighter pilot on Slasher? Yes.
Yeah, so I'll hold that probably for the next smokestacks hill. But UNILAD has just not gone away. It's felt like Rise has been in such control ever since the last time we were at office. But since then, I mean, UNILAD just been clawing on back through, getting the last 25 seconds of each hill. And then they had a great hold at storage. Now they were in a position similar. Last time we were here at smokestacks, and it was both teams just trading back and forth. You know, sooner or later, here it comes. That fighter pilot coming on down. Slasher is going to find one. Can he find the second on the Shawnee? Not able to do so, but that gets them out of the hill. Gets his teammates set up, but I mean, UNILAD finds 3 kills in it.
Wow.
He just come off spawn and find all 3.
What the hell was that? I didn't notice it until I saw like a purple arrow in the midst of 2 to 3 red. I was like, what is going on over there? And they just waltz right in front. He gets 3 kills and now a chance for UNILAD to take the lead. Wuskin nicks another gunfight. 4 kills in a row for him. Halfway to streaks on the edge as he's dealing with pressure. but a couple kills do come in for Rise Nation. UNILAD get back into the hard point, and there's the lead change.
Still, neither team can win here, so you have to talk about that ventilation. Who's going to be the first team to rotate? It'll probably be Rise. You have one player here, that's Looney. He might try to disrupt this scrap time, and he is going to do it. But here comes the big gunfights here at rotation. You have 3 UNILAD players. Alex finds 2. Zed with another one. Alex with 3. And this could be the play that wins them the game. Fly bomb on in. They're set up in ventilation room. What a rotation out of Alex and Zed.
UNILAD trailing for most of the second half of this game as Alex turns and burns. 8 in a row for Alex. Streaks to go. 5 points needed for UNILAD.
That's your own team, buddy.
As Alex goes off a double-digit streak to win the game. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
I love it, baby.
What a victory there from UNILAD. A back-and-forth battle, but for the most part, Rise had the edge through the second half of that. And then UNILAD just go massive at smokestacks and then at ventilation, and frustrations brewing already for Rise Nation.
Well, here's the thing. So that last push at smokestacks, Looney was the last guy left, right? He's the only guy there, and he's just thinking, all right, I'm going to go for this. But what does that do with 10 seconds still left on that scrap time hill? You basically then have a 4 versus 3 on rotation for UNILAD.
I don't know if it's possible, but if you guys can pull the replay, I wouldn't mind to see, like, right before Wuskin got those 3 kills, like if he spawned there or if he rotated kind of behind and we missed it. But if you get a chance and it's possible, I'd like to take a look at it because that stood out. I steamed this shirt, by the way. I did not do a good job. I'm an adult. Well,
actually, you didn't steam it.
Oh, I didn't. That's right. Rahela did.
So you're such a child that you can't even steam your own shirts.
Rahela, did you forget about the sleeves?
Just roll them up.
That's all right. No, I probably. I just looked at the camera for the first time because I was most focused on the mark on my head earlier, and now I looked at my shirt and I was like, I'm a wrinkly disaster, but it's a nice shirt though. I'm having trouble.
Great game 1.
Oh, great game 1.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let you guys know what happened last night, too, while we are sitting here between game 1 and 2. I can barely put any weight on my right leg because the guys want to play basketball. I played basketball in the morning and didn't want to go. I told Joe I don't want to go. I'm
told you not to
play
go.
Video games. Joe told me not to go. Just rest up. I went, and within about 30 seconds of playing, my knee gave. You know,
I'm gonna
a little
ask.
crossover on Spencer, put weight down to shoot, crippled.
I'm gonna ask
hobbling
one question.
everywhere.
I'm gonna ask one question.
Okay.
You know, as you get older, it's very important to stretch.
I did stretch, yes. I'm
Sure?
a big stretcher. Yeah.
Sure?
I enjoy a good stretch, Joe.
Okay, just making sure, man.
All right, I think we do have the replay. I want to see. I want to see right before that, like how Wuskin got into that spot because it looked odd. I looked at the minimap. I was like, there's like 3 arrows just jumbled next to each other.
Right,
so I think he did. He did go on a long flank. And look at the timing of this. We hopped him right as they both waltzed in front, so neither saw him. And this ends up being this is a game-changing moment. He kills all 3. It said, look how far out Rise then spawned. Yeah. What a play from Wuskin, and I mean, it's a nice play, and it's also some fortunate timing as well, as they both just waltz in front.
The other important note is right before that, Slasher was in a fighter pilot, so he should have called that out. That is a miscommunication from Rise, because that has to be called out. You call it all 4 players, you see the world, you see everything, and he's so focused, like, he only gets 1 kill, and then the other 3 are sort of spread out around the map, all indoors. But that's a call out you have to make. Like, hey, someone is
obviously they were not prepared for it whatsoever.
No, I mean, that is an issue. That's a problem.
Let's take a look at the scuff play of the game. Wuskin had a great play, but it was Alex that went beast mode down the stretch, ends on a 10 streak as he just shreds. He's got 5 in a row now. Looney, poor Looney's rotating out of smokestacks to try and get involved in ventilation room, gets cut down. Streaks start raining in, doesn't connect, but you don't need a streak when you've got Alex on your squad because he keeps making the play throughout this, and he just turns and burns on TJ. I know it was only maybe 1 bullet in, but nice gunfight win. Slasher can't react in time. They literally get no pressure on this last hard point because Alex is a killing machine.
Well, look at right there. You have 11, 13, so 12, 16 kills in a row. That's off rotation.
Yeah.
That's why UNILAD wins.
The last kill for Rise was at smokestacks for the most part.
And I mean, you recognize that. I like to play from Looney, so I thought Looney stayed for the last 5 seconds, but he actually realized the situation. Hey, I have to force basically a 4 versus 4 on the rotation. I have to help my teammate out, so he gives up that scrap time, goes, and by that point, well, he's the 3rd kill in Alex's 3-piece.
Unbelievable. Well, Jess did have a chance to talk to UNILAD. Curious what they said before this big matchup.
Thanks, Clint. Yeah, well, I was speaking with Shawnee, and he, like you guys did, he stressed the importance of this match for seeding purposes. He was saying that, you know, if we lose this match, then we're going to have to face Red Reserve first in the playoffs, and He's a little bit nervous about that, just because, you know, as many people have said, and as Shawnee told me, you know, Red Reserve are the top team in Europe, and also UNILAD are just such good friends with Red Reserve. So of course I had to go over and ask Whiskin, you know, how would you feel if it came down to, you know, you versus Red Reserve, you versus Scraps on the first match? And he said, well, if it happens, then I guess it's meant to be. So I know that UNILAD really want this. Shawnee did also say that, you know, it's going to be a close game. He knows Rise are a very good team, but he does think that they will be able to take this series either 3-2 or 3-1. So let's find out if that happens. Joe Clint, back over to you.
So it wasn't a lie. So they do want to avoid Red Reserve. Shawnee was saying, I don't want to play Red.
Why? Well, why would you? I mean, with the way Red have been, I know there was some weaknesses, but really just in CTF when they came back after Anaheim. But they are one of the better respawn teams in the game. I mean, in the conversation for maybe one of the best, because they don't, you know, an Optic team kind of has to smoke you when they win respawns. Like, they come out, they outslay you by 20 kills to get the victory. Red's a team that can beat you outslaying by 20, going even, getting outslayed by 20.
Here's why I think they don't want it to happen. So that UNILAD, I think, still has a very distinctive play style. And who's probably their main scrim partner or practice partner in Europe? It's probably Red Reserve.
That'd be true.
And that's just a team like...
Well, and also...
You know, we always talk about, a lot of people are like, Tainted Minds has been the most improved, but when it comes down to Tainted Minds versus Mind Freak, they know each other so well.
True.
Mind Freak just has the sort of competitive edge. Yeah, that competitive edge over them, and maybe that's how UNILAD feels. And they're also shaking in their boots a little bit.
You know, there's a little bit of love there. You've seen like them using each other's skins and stuff. They're both from Europe. They probably don't want to send each other to the losers bracket round one as well.
See Shawnee right here. He's got a Red Reserve.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't want to have to knock him into losers right away. That's true. Shawnee, we're not going to see that anymore as you are dead. Zed, next up. Nice shots under the first, but Slasher there at Wood to trade it. 2-on-3 for UNILAD. Now, if they get this bomb planted, I swear in the past couple weeks we've seen like 5 1v3s, 1v2s from this actual site. Is this another opportunity to make a play with a man down? The answer is no. Slasher wins the gunfight, Looney wins the gunfight on bomb, and Rise Nation strike first.
This is my thing, though. The better answer would have been, yeah, we want to win, but I don't care who we play at playoffs because I'm so confident in my team that I'm going to smoke whoever.
Well, I kind of like that answer because that's the answer we always hear.
I know.
Like, and is that the one you want to hear, sort of? But that's what we always hear. Like, oh, I don't care who we play. We're the top dogs. So
I'm winning champs.
Put LeBron on the stage. I'm still going to win. But I like that. It's a little bit more, I think, like an honest answer. I like that.
All right. But yeah, it's probably they don't want to knock Killer out. But I'll tell you what, Red definitely doesn't care for that play.
Nah. If you ever talk to Rated, I do believe that is the case. TJ inside of you. Well, that's
another team kill.
That could have gone better. That could have gone a whole lot better. They stack inside of you. Communication seems maybe a little bit off.
Can still go well, though. Yeah, Gunless is going to catch Shawnee. Now it's a 2 versus 2, and Slasher's so fast on this flank. Hello, that's an easy kill. He's going to check inside his bell. No, now a 1 versus 1. Zed versus Gunless. We'll see how Zed plays. Knows Gunless has this STG. Nice little shoulder peek. All right, stun goes out. Doesn't hit him on that bomb.
And once he checked mid, now he's got to go. He has to go. You know he's at Bell. You have to make the play.
Oh, saw him. Runs away.
Got to go. There's just not enough time right now. He's worried he's going to make him check it, but he just saw you pushed all the way up to Bell.
Good play by Zed.
It just doesn't feel like, I don't know, Gunless gave himself a chance to win that. I know he kept thinking, I guess he was thinking maybe he'd come out and have to check bomb, he'd overpeak, I can get the kill, but he kept spotting you mid, like he kept seeing you.
Yeah, I mean,
he doesn't need to leave that position.
Still, though, it was a 4 versus 2. Gunless and Slasher
absolutely. But I don't know. Do you feel like Gunless just needs to be a little bit more aggressive there? Is try to fly at it and win the gunfight?
Yeah, make a decision. Like, he's thinking, like, this guy's going to run into my crosshairs, which does happen from time to time. Some people get a little overeager to check that bomb.
It seemed like he was relying on Zed to make a mistake instead of just trying to take the one-on-one. A hit coming in for Rise Nation.
Second one in a row.
Shawnee sees the edge of the smoke. TJ very tagged up, but Shawnee can't get the last bullet in to finish him. Looney's pushed all the way now up to Wood Wall. Gets vision on Shawnee in the sight. Was that enough damage to finish him with the grenade? Yes, it was. Gets one, but 2 of his teammates drop in the process.
Yeah, Gunless trying to find a kill, but he gets taken down by the teamwork of UNILAD. So it looked like Rise, it was a little bit different a hit. They throw the first smoke at cabin wall, and I think they were actually trying to catch Shawnee. You saw TJ was sort of ready for him when he wide peeked the wall. And I think it was sort of be like a trap for that player at A for him to peek, and they were all just going to wait for
just
him.
hard aim that side, but it was really only TJ that got shots in. If that's the plan, maybe someone with an AR.
You saw Looney with armored, so he didn't get like slowed down by a stun or anything. But I like that, switching it up from Rise. Maybe making your opponents overthink. Slasher now in a 1 versus 2 finds that first kill, but there's the trade out of UNILAD.
Nice job. Just chase him down before he can get to safety and finish the kill as UNILAD get the victory. Do you think this is like a more important match to Rise or to UNILAD?
Rise.
Just because the way they've been playing?
Confidence, yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where Rise are always going to be so confident going into a weekend because they won 2 tournaments in a row, but I don't know, man. Like, these league matches, they can take a toll on you.
It's true. And on the other side, though, you're UNILAD, you come into this week, you go 6-0 map count over the 2 APAC teams, and then what if you were to get smoked by Optic and Rise? That can't be the best confidence builder going
Coming into the stage, I mean, goal for them probably to make playoffs, and that job is achieved.
It's true. I guess, yeah, very different, well, maybe similar aspirations, but Rise actually a little bit more stock in their aspiration. They've won back-to-back tournaments. See if Alex can get streaks here. Gets the bomb planted, has 3 kills in a row. They have to hold a 2-on-3. Can Rise Nation play this properly? 30 seconds on the clock now.
And I like how Alex is playing this because, yep, there's the dive across. He catches Looney on the off angle. Now a 2 versus 1 in their favor, and it goes their way. So typically what happens is that player in the bomb site is behind the bomb, and when that first player dives across, you can't see him. But he plays the wide corner that basically once a Looney falls while he's making a snow angel, he's just got to use a kill.
That's an impressive hold because that's a 2v3 and you don't even lose a guy. I mean, you wipe all 3 without even losing a player. And again, that's a spot where how many times have we seen in the past couple weeks a 1-on-2, a 1-on-3 on that particular site where you can make a play? I just think that's really well played by UNILAD.
Yep. And again, you can hear them getting pumped up on the main stage. I think throughout stage 2, it's probably the most fun team I've had watching just because I love the energy they bring. Are just so excited to play on the stage every single day, and they bring that energy.
Love it. Absolutely love it. They're down a man right now, but not anymore. Shani with the beamer takes out Slasher. Slasher and Gunless both gone. Shani continues to hit shots at mid, and suddenly it's a Looney all by himself. Looney wins the first head peel, though, to end the round.
Well, I saw that player. I don't know who it was.
Remember,
he was like aiming above him. So Alex right here, I thought like, I don't know, he was shooting so far above him. If Looney has like his PPSH shot, maybe he turns that into a different kill.
Remember, this is impressive because Rise, we talk about the fact they're the best search team in the game. And for UNILAD, we always talk about that they're good at Texas, they're good at St. Marie. They're not great at Forest. I mean, they just don't play Forest a whole lot. They're like 1-2 on it. So if you come in here and just kind of blow out one of the better, if not the best search team in the game, that's got to feel good.
I believe we have St. Marie searched last. So the way Rise probably get these
vetoed Texas.
Right. Well, they probably, no, what I'm saying is they probably wanted map 2 choice, which is this one.
Well, that's what we've talked about. I mean, it was after UNILAD's match, yesterday or the day before, where you and I said, yeah, if you're playing UNILAD, you kind of have to make it so in the veto process, you get their better S&D in Game 5. Otherwise, you're in trouble. I mean, you go to Texas or St. Marie, Rise Nation likely down 2-0 in this series. It might still be the outcome based on how this is going, but at least you got them to a map you feel more confident on. It's just, well, it's going UNILAD's ways. Alex, he ended the game on a 10-kill streak in the hard point, 5 streak right now. This guy just continues to impress, man. He might end up being one of the, would you say, if they have a good run at champs, he's your breakout player of the year? With how UNILAD's been performing?
The problem is he missed a good first half.
That's true. I guess that's true.
He missed
he's got to be on a short list, though.
Yeah, he's probably top 3, but he missed the first half.
And I'll be honest, I haven't really given too much thought to that. It's like, who all's on that list? But
breakout, you'd probably say TJ. It's his first year back. And
he's hit 3 titles?
3 titles.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Well, I guess I just view it as like, you know, TJ, obviously he's been around.
Yeah, he had some stock
before.
Yep.
Alex, I couldn't have told you Alex's name before he basically got on this UNILAD team.
I mean, I thought when this team was formed, they were going to have like 3 wins. So,
well, they proved us wrong.
They have 9.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
Alex, able to stay alive, though, just drains the clock. So he's still on that streak. That's something. That's definitely something to think about, sort of breakout stars this year.
There's always a handful.
Kenny.
Every year. Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Kenny's
Kenny's been quite good.
Yeah, he's won 2 titles. Yeah, I think Alex is on there. You probably even throw you.
Yeah, I sort of put us on the spot with that because I'm sure after this we'll sit down. There's a laundry list of players, but I don't know. I just thought about it. It's just been so good. Speaking of TJ, gets 2 opening kills with the grenade. It's going to be Alex still up though. So Alex, the lone man, and he's 1 kill from streaks. How do you play this, Joe?
You probably have to play for streaks again. Yeah, I mean, your whole team's dead, and you're in a 1 versus 3, and bombs Neo down. Just play for those streaks. And that's exactly what he's going to do.
That's got to be the most frustrating spot.
Yeah.
In search and destroy.
It's almost like
when you're close to streaks, your whole team dies around you.
It's like when you rotate early in a hard point, and you're in the back, and your 3 teammates are hitting the front, and they all go down. It's kind of like, well,
cool. I'll be here.
I'm trying to think though. I want to go back to that. Well, Alex is getting pushed up. Maybe he's just trying to find a kill. Now he's gonna go away.
Okay, we'll say breakout player of the year from Europe, maybe.
Yeah. I think you could probably throw Dashy and Blastful on there.
There are a lot. There's a ton of young talent in the CWL. That's awesome.
Decimate.
Yeah, individually he's been amazing. I know Envy hasn't quite had the results they want, but I think he's been improving week in and week out personally.
I'm sure there's a couple we'll forget, and then people tweet at us.
Oh, 100%.
Hey,
that's why I actually regretted bringing it up because every time you do something like this when you're in a live atmosphere, it's like there's just some names you miss every single time. And then you get back on Twitter and like, how did you forget this? I'm like, well, you know what? If I was sitting there thinking about it, looking at teams, it's a lot easier.
I think we got most of them, though.
Oh,
we're good.
Looney has a glide bomb to work with after that round. Snipe, though, from Waskin. Gunless eliminated very early in this. TJ gonna drop it as well. Looney, the lone man to make a play at A. Can he do it? First kill comes in. Slasher actually gets a nade over the cross before Looney drops. So now Slasher has a chance at a 1v2.
Yep, still possible for Slasher, but I love that play out of Weston. You know what? You haven't had the sniper out all game long. Let's switch it up. Make some adjustments,
that's a huge
Slasher
kill.
just
That's a huge kill.
lasers him down.
Waskin just wants to get some information, and
he's
he
reading
can't
this.
get out of it.
He's reading it. Oh, but he sprints just a little too long, and Shawnee able to win the 1 versus 1. Now a 5-3 lead for UNILAD. 1 round away for taking a 2-0 lead.
What a big one-on-one that is.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing patient. Slasher's sprinting.
If Slasher wins this, it's what, tie game. Looney has a streak. But UNILAD come out on top. They're now 1 round away, so even if that streak makes an impact, you're sort of giving yourself a round. Well, giving yourself a round to deal with a streak. Well,
you gotta invest.
I should have said plural. Streaks
Yeah,
plural.
yeah,
I forgot he got that kill right before he dropped.
Yeah.
Or right before Slasher's nade came in. And
now you're just like, I have to use these before we lose this game.
oh, yeah.
Even in a 4v3, I think you at least call 1 in. Looney. When he's gonna call 1 in, that's Alex. Put some shots in, but just backs down. He's actually, I was gonna say he's gonna go for the fighter pilot, but he's in trouble. He's in trouble. Oh, Alex! There we go. He kills his teammate, but he finds a kill. But Looney did call the glide bomb, but because
what is happening?
Because he's dead, he can't control it. Now it's a 1 versus 2 for Gunless.
And that just lands on another map. Gunless now. 1v2. He spotted Gunless, or spotted Waskin. That's an easy pick. 1v1. Can UNILAD win back-to-back 1v1s for the victory? We've just been praising Alex. Can he go up against who many consider the best player in the game? The answer is yes. Alex gets it. UNILAD wins the search and destroy. And what a play to apply pressure there when the glide bomb's coming in.
Deja vu in those 1 versus 1. The Rise players sprinting. The UNILAD players playing very patient. L-triggering around that corner. It's an easy kill. Shawnee did it against Slasher. We just saw Alex do it against Gunless right there.
It's tough. I mean, if you want somebody in a 1v1, well, to be fair, I mean, you look at the Rise roster, you put trust in just about anybody. Yeah, I was going to say Slasher and Gunless, the 2 you want, but TJ, he lives for that moment. Looney, we know what he's capable of, so you have a lot of talent for that spot, but UNILAD gets both. UNILAD get the win. They're now up 2-1, or sorry, tied 1-1 in the series. I saw that too. That really threw me off.
It's 2-0.
2-0. God, I'm all over the place.
You're like, it's 1-1. You're like, it's 2-1, it's 1-1. I'm like, those are both wrong. It is 2-0 UNILAD.
How'd I get to 2-1 there?
I have no idea.
We haven't seen a CTF. I'm going to blame my knee injury.
Okay.
No, it's hurting me, Joe. It's hurting me. 2-0 UNILAD. A big comeback in the game 1. They close out the game 2. It's an S&D. You know, it's not their best. Typically just thrive on St. Marie and Texas, but they absolutely look the better team. They bury Rise and now hold a big advantage in this series. Can they close it on the CTF? Welcome back. UNILAD up 2-0 in this series. Joe, I got the scoreline right this time.
Woo! You got a new shirt?
Yeah, I did. I changed shirts. The other one was very wrinkly, so now
was just the design.
Now I'm in some denim.
You should have just said it was the design, and Rich would have went and bought them all.
Feeling like a Texas cowboy. You think I look good in the cowboy hat?
Absolutely. I saw you ride a bull.
Yeah, that's true. Now that I live in Dallas, I probably should.
It was a mechanical bull, but
yeah, it was a real bull in my heart.
Yeah.
Let's get right into this one. Wuskin snipe out, not able to connect on the shot, but the second one hits home. Whew.
Thought he was going to hit TJ through that little.
Somebody mentioned, one I mentioned said Wuskin breakout play this year. I guess I consider last year his breakout.
Yeah, I think last year.
He had a lot of big moments.
Someone also brought up Priesta. It's like Priesta's hype really came from last year, but I guess this was his first year on a big team, so maybe Priesta.
True. It's an interesting conversation.
Pharaoh is one that we missed on TK, him and Kenny.
That's true. That's true.
Really just those S&D stars had a great year. Again, I think you just look at the guys who won championships and just give them so much more stock.
Yeah.
Guys like TJ, guys like Kenny, guys like Methods.
Methods competed in Black Ops too.
Sure.
Some early pressure from UNILAD, but Rise able to deal with it. Now going to be their turn, and who else to lead the way but TJ Haley. He's gotten pushed up. Nice shots onto Wuskin. Needs the teammates to get involved, but nobody there. He's your entry. Just needs somebody to supplement that. There's still a player in the top window, so Gunless is going to get tagged from behind. You have like the two-prong pinch here, but just not enough of a presence from the Rise Nation team to get anything done with it after two players drop.
Now for Looney, he's either going to sneak or just try to find a couple of kills. He's going to call out Zed, who climbed up that window. Just trying to find what he can, and there we go. And he might just push off this. The problem is, though, Shawnee's right behind him. Should be a big 1-versus-1. What is he going to do with that flag? Yeah, he tries to go right back where he came from, and Shawnee was on the flank. So good play by Shawnee.
That's got to be one of the tougher decisions on this particular map.
Like where to go with that flag.
Yeah, it's so small. You know, if you play that kind of sneak where you take one gunfight and then go for the pull, it's like, where do they spawn? Do I just try to get out? Like, so many times you see it, and sometimes if you guess right, if you're gun up, you make the play. If you get out quickly enough on the opposite side, you make the play. More often than not, though, you get caught.
UNILAD haven't been map control right now, but Shawnee, he's in the O down, so you're not going to have a four-man push. They're just going to try and catch Rise as they push out from their base, get a couple of free kills. You see Zed set up. He's going to find Slash. Can he find the second? Nope. It looked like he didn't know where to aim right there. But there you go, 3-0 down, and it's just Gunless, the last player alive. And he's rotating back through the lobby, and he might get out with this. He just missed the door.
So close. Shawnee can't win the gunfight either, so that'll be a return in for Rise. Just taking a look at their CTF. I mean,
CTF is the one where they sort of struggle in.
Well, who, Rise?
UNILAD.
Oh, I was going to say, Rise have been, I mean, other than a little stretch where they struggle, they've been pretty dominant on just about every map. Well, actually, to be fair, you know, their stats, they only lost one CTF in the first 2 weeks. They definitely dropped some in Anaheim. I mean, they're actually back to closer, like 50-50.
Who, Rise?
Yeah, considering how they started. Yeah, remember that first 2 week stretch, they lost one hardpoint, one S&D. Oh, no, actually, I lied. That's when they lost 4 CTF. The CTF struggle started in stage 2. That's right. That's why it looks more 50-50. They were dominant leading up to that.
What's UNILAD like?
I believe, yeah, I think you're correct that is like their weakest mode by far.
I mean, Forest and Flak are just under 50%. They're 5 and 6 and 3 and 4 on those. So I guess I feel like a UNILAD team, that's definitely a map and mode you at least want around 50%. Maybe they improve at that before playoffs next week, and who knows what kind of run these guys can make.
Gunless goes on a little tear there with 5 kills in a row. Rise, as a result, up 1-0 in this one. 60 seconds remaining in this. Can UNILAD make the play? Shawnee did see where the cross was. Everybody drops at the same moment. This should be gone. Unless a streak was earned that we missed. He is across the map. That's the tying score.
It's 9 kills in a row.
Could you maybe rally here? Is there a chance to rally?
Yeah, that's 3 dead. 3 dead.
Massive
Looney,
presence
though,
here.
was in the back. I would say 3 kills go down, but you still have Alex. You still have Wuskin. They're set up for this, but Looney, he finds a couple of kills to shut that down.
He's on 5 in a row. Back it up. Try to get some streaks to take into the second half. Now it becomes tough as your teammate now because you have to worry about your mid. You have to worry about a push through lobby.
Right, like Rise knows he was nearby. There's one kill. Can he find the second? No, that's always the problem.
Good job by Rise, making sure he doesn't get those streaks.
Exactly. Now 15 seconds left. Can Rise make one more push? Seems like they were waiting for TJ to spawn up. He does, and now they're going to go. All three players across the way. Gunless able to find it. Looney as well. Here comes the pressure from Rise. 3 go dead. Shawnee, the last player alive. They're just trying to get a pull, and they do. The flag is touched, and it's out. What a push by Rise. Can they get the cuts now? It's just TJ watching over his teammate. Wuskin is underground, but he's just going to be too slow. Rise Nation get that extra time flag to give them a 1 flag lead going into the second half.
A lot of action those final 60 seconds. UNILAD tie it up, and then Rise take control yet again. Any big takeaways from those first 5 minutes? Well, I guess a little over 5 minutes.
Just good team pushes, I think, from both sides. Like, you saw when the flags come in, it's just a flurry of kills, so. Remember, UNILAD. Remember when they beat Optica on this, they had 2 ARs. I wonder, are they doing that right now? Do they have 2 ARs? I haven't really been paying attention. Well, yes, on the break. Well, we'll check after the break.
But yeah, that's what flustered Optic for most of that game. They made no mistakes. They played very slow, and they were able to take that in overtime. Looney's getting more streaks here. Somehow gets to the edge, and Slasher bails him out as well. The pressure's coming in, though, so he's going to have to wrap back. Is this where he gets the 3rd streak? Absolutely. And the drop shot onto Wuskin. That was crispy. 14-7 now for Looney.
Yeah, he's the reason they stopped the relay in the first half as well, where he found 2 big kills. So great game on a Looney already. Now he has these streaks to work with. Trades just going back and forth. But yeah, Rise can now play it at their pace. They have the lead. You know that UNILAD is a very slow team. Shawnee still has that SCG, so they do still have 2 ARs for right now. Gunless, the last player up. TJ, he just spawned. Alex, though, gunless. Now it's on to TJ to play some defense. Does find the first kill, but one player's all the way in the back. That's Shawnee, that number 8. He's in a great position for this. But all 3 players from Rise are here. No one went for a flagpole.
Slasher was able to clear out the first player in the back. Second's going to drop. There's the clear, and now you can get forward, and you have some streaks to work with. So if you have a 4-man hit here, you get position, maybe get 1 pick. Think about investing something. TJ, the first one in position. Looney now going to call this streak in. Here we go.
See what he can find. Not going to be much. All those players get inside somewhere, but TJ and Slasher find kills. Shawnee's in the back. Wuskin's on the side. Wuskin and Shawnee, they clutch on up.
Yeah, and Wuskin got a kill during, well, right at the beginning of that fighter pilot, too. We know how big that can be to delay any kind of push when you have somebody in a score streak, because it suddenly comes basically a 2-man hit score streak.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't too sure about that fighter pilot, because the only player who was really far pushed up the map was TJ, and he was low gun.
Yeah, I thought he was going to wait, I don't know, 3-5 more seconds.
Usually what you want is someone low gun, someone in their lobby, and like usually someone up by Gen, so the cover is so minimum for them, where if they do, they're sprinting at your teammates. Still, though, 2.5 minutes left. Rise still with a 1 flag lead. And they still have the pressure. This would be like the perfect time for it.
It would be, but Looney's involved in the hit. He's the one actually, the only one that picked up a kill during that. He's going to retreat immediately. I like that. Get out of there. Play your life. Well, he wrapped back and got caught, but tried to do what he could. They just happened to all funnel out that side towards him. UNILAD now has 2 minutes in which to tie this up. You still have a couple of streaks on the side of Rise Nation.
Watch TJ. He was the one player that's sneaking on up. He might just go for a flagpole. Actually, once those kills go down, he turns around, but Wuskin does as well. So there's one. Can he find the second? Nope, not going to realize Alex is there. Here comes the pressure now from UNILAD. Shawnee, he gets out with the flag as well. And there is
Looney's
nobody there. But yeah, Looney's...
But it might be too late.
Yeah, he's still not even spawned up.
He's the last person to die, and this is going to come.
Actually, Gunless got the kill, though.
Wow.
They wrap it middle.
What
Gunless got 2.
just do?
But Alex still has the flag. Now he's got to try and run this through all of those missiles. He's not even going to go for it. He's going to go all the way around, trying to get himself indoors. A great play from Alex. Should be able to get it in, maybe.
Oh, no! Gunless is able to kill him in the back. The return might come in. Shawnee's got to go massive, and Shawnee's doing it so far, but there's the return. return from Looney. Oh, God. That little bit of a stutter step, you think if he hit the dive the first time, maybe that's the score?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
And I don't know if that's a stutter step or if that's from the artillery where he can't do it.
Oh, yeah, good point. Good point. That very well might be the case. So I thought it was one of those ones where he just screwed up the dive for a second.
But UNILAD's still here. Alex and Zed find kills. It's just gunless in the back. On the other side of the map, Slasher goes for a pull. So this is do or die now for UNILAD. It's just up to Wuskin. Gunless gets some good shots into him. Here comes the cleanup by TJ. There we go. Just one bullet needed. Now it's on Shawnee to make a heroic play. Glide bomb called in. Wait, what? Oh. He called it out. Looney was calling it out. He gets the return. Now you have 30 seconds left.
What in the world?
How does that player not expect him there? Looney is literally calling it out like, hey, he's in our mid. That guy just kept running at him.
Now they have another chance.
Yeah.
They have another chance. All four are here. They go flying in. Zed first in. 2 kills. 3 kills come in. Last man up's going to be Gunless. He's been a hero multiple times. Can he do it one more time? There's 2 for Gunless. The third tagged up. He's going to get out, and the spawn comes in the opposite side. So Shawnee's got to get here to help as quickly as possible. Shawnee now in, but Alex is so stunned, just trying to cross the stun Soren. The return surely is here. That should be it. Rise survive a late flurry from UNILAD. That was absolute chaos.
They're not even happy. Look at Looney's like scratching his head. That was just terrible communication right there. That was bad, but yeah,
you literally, I wish the viewers could have seen the face you looked at me with. It was like a what in the hell type face.
Well, I could hear Looney from here.
Yeah.
From here saying he's in our mid, and that player with the flag just kept sprinting at him.
They gave him one more crack at it, and they almost got it done. But a 3-0 not going to happen for UNILAD. They're going to have to get it done in another hard point. But then remember, if we get to the good thing, the big thing for UNILAD going up 2-0 is, again, that Game 5 is their bread and butter when you talk about Search to Destroy. It's one of their 2 dominant maps when you talk St. Marie and Texas. So they're going to get to that in Game 5 no matter what. Can they close it out here? Will they get it done, the Search? But that's what I'm excited for, because we know how good Rise is at Search, but they've been flustered on this particular map. You know, United's gone under their skin. You know, when they play kind of hyper-aggressive on those quick flanks, it's really gotten to Rise. I'm wondering if UNILAD can maybe do some of the same.
Yeah, and this is not a hard point that UNILAD play too often. I don't know if this is updated all the way, but the 1 week we have, I believe this was yesterday, so they were 0-1 in St. Marie, where Rise are 6 or 7-3.
Okay.
So this is one that Rise prefers. UNILAD, they don't play it at all.
Well, we'll see what they're able to do, and if they can get something behind it to close it out here. More than likely, though, maybe going to be going to a Game 5. I've got a different shirt on now that's not quite as covered in wrinkles, so you're welcome. And now I do look like a bit of a cowboy. Yeah, I'm all right with it. I'm okay with it. Someone did tweet me yesterday, though. I had a darker denim on. Oh, my God, my knee hurts so bad. I just put a little weight on it, almost fell over. I got a tweet yesterday because I had, let me get back to this side. Okay, there we go. That I couldn't wear that denim anymore and to stop hanging out with Rich. So, sorry, I have denim on again. I apologize.
Still shouldn't hang out with Rich.
Very true. Very true.
Also, stretch more, I guess.
I stretched, I swear. I'm just old, man. You know, I played basketball through high school, a little bit of college, and I just went out there. My brain still thinks like, oh, I got it. Get out there, put a little pressure on. My body forgets that I'm now 33 and fat, and my knee just died. So I'm going to be hobbling around for a while. I go to Texas this weekend to see Cat and the Pups. Copper, our puppy, is going to want to run around like a maniac, and I'm just going to be like, hobbling around trying to play with him.
Motorized like wheelchair.
Should get one.
You put a ball on the end of it and Copper just
That'd be perfect. That'd be perfect. But back to the action here with UNILAD and Rise. Can Rise push this to a Game 5 or can UNILAD take them out? And if you guys missed kind of our dialogue before this series, kind of talking about what matters in this, it's really just seeding. The most interesting thing, I think, of course, is who's going to get forced to play against Red. Is it going to be an Anaheim rematch between Rise Nation and Red? Is it going to be a twin mashup there between Scraps and Wuskin?
Or you see Slasher versus Temp, father versus son.
Yeah, that'd be good too. There'd be some quality trash talk, I think.
I would love that. They keep talking about how they want to play each other. So I would love that in round 1. Yeah, but Rise can still get first place.
And remember, Rise has been very good, but they weren't at playoffs. They lost their round 1 matchup of playoffs, right? I don't remember who it was to, but they did not have a good playoff run. I can't remember what their finish was exactly.
I believe they lost to, I want to say United.
I don't remember all the round 1 matchups. I just remember the Rise did not have a good run there. And obviously, playoffs worth more than every tournament outside of champs. Wuskin very weak, but can't close him out. Gunless, however, finds the opening kill with the bar, and now Rise will get right into the hard point. TJ gets the top window, and now he can just basically put down suppressing fire. He's worried about a push towards the B-bomb site, though. Picks it up. Fantastic stuff from TJ, and he immediately wants to go. Try to influence these spawns as early as possible if you're able to flip them. They have a pre-nade there for him, but you get the help from Gunless, so nice aggression there. Opens maybe a lane up for TJ, but he's got a lot to do. There's guys on every side.
Yeah, but he knows this. He's aware. He pre-fires it, I was going to say. And if he got one more kill, maybe he starts thinking about streaks. He was at 450, but a great start for Rise. You're going to have 40 seconds on this restaurant.
And even though TJ didn't get a kill there, that's 2 players off spawn that have to worry about them. How close did they get to restaurant?
Well, you can tell in the scoreline. Not close at all.
Nowhere near whatsoever. By the time they're done, by the time they pick up TJ, it's like, oh, God, we got to rotate. We just have to think about Winery. So now they're set up in Winery, but here they come. Gunless gets some nice shots into the second player as well. The trade doesn't come in. No nades over the top to finish him up. TJ tries to do it through the back. He can't get it done, but Slasher, next man up. Can UNILAD hold? It doesn't look like it. They're now going to have to try and burst through the front.
And here's the guy with that nade. It was TJ and Looney. Those aggressive subs just so quick. And when the gunfights go their way, that's when Rise is able to break on through. Wuskin is here, but he has to deal with Slasher, who's holding the back barrel. So some good time at Winery as well. They're going to get to 20 seconds, but here's always a tough thing. When you fight at Winery for so long, you give them that parking lot setup. Can Rise and Looney break on through? One player does spawn out. That's Wuskin. But Shawnee and Alex, good follow-up kills from them.
Gunless way ahead of the rest of the crew. Just seeing if he can find anything.
Yeah, Shawnee's waiting for him in the back.
He's just got this preempt.
Oh, he got bad timing. Yeah, he got really bad timing.
Oh,
Shawnee does find a kill on his teammate.
So he should drop any second. Gunless picks it up.
And TJ waited. I was going to say, great discipline, because we've seen that happen time and time again, where as soon as that player in the back goes down, stable spawn opens up, and TJ waited to spawn for that situation.
Slasher, 6 kills in a row. This could be the 7th. Comes up empty, but his teammates find some kills. Gunless just hip firing with a bar inside the hard point, but Zed is still here. It looked like surely Rise is going to get the break. You invest a streak, you get the kills in the back, you get the spawn, but UNILAD still somehow hold on.
Yeah, it's tough with that glide bomb. He doesn't want to hit his teammates at all. His teammates are in gunfights, and then, you know, his teammates win those gunfights, and then there was just one player, and he at the last second, he couldn't drag it to that enemy's location. So UNILAD stay alive, and they bring this game right on back. It's a 7-point lead for Rise, but they are rotated towards that lookout post, and Gunless able to find a couple of kills, going to give them some relief of that pressure. And then Looney wins another one, and you can see how they're trying to get pushed up. Try to force UNILAD to either pick a side or try to go through the middle, right into Slasher's pre-aim.
They waltz right up mid and find the kills to get in. You still have TJ there to try and disrupt. Nice gunfight where TJ gets both. That is huge. He's really the last guy there. The pressure's coming in from mid. He finds both kills. And is anyone the hard point? No, but at least slows down that push for UNILAD so you can't get a 4-man setup. Ultimately, it looks like they're going to get it in the long run, but TJ does his best to delay it.
And by the way, this is going to be a very close game, and Shawnee is double negative and Alex is double negative. It is only a 17-point lead with Slasher at 13-4. Just to show you how important I think parking lot is on this map. Like, we've seen just teams hit those full 40 to 50 seconds. UNILAD were able to do it. But Rise, they did great on that first restaurant. They're here early as Gunless and Slasher find some kills. Gunless up top with that bar. Just looking both ways, trying to find something. Oh, he gets some bad timing. That player does jump in the window. Yeah, he's gonna get shot in the back by Shawnee.
What can UNILAD now do with top control? Shawnee starts to come down. He's already waiting at the bottom. A team kill comes in, but Zed at least able to find the kill right after it. So great time for UNILAD inside a restaurant, and they still have that top ammo control.
Wuskin is watching that rotation. He's able to find TJ. The first guy trying to get through, but here's Looney. Had a great game 3. He finds 2 kills to give them that scrap time. So now it's going to be about a 50-point lead as we head on over towards Winery. Runs right by Shawnee. Shawnee takes out TJ, but he does find that kill. Can UNILAD hold this to put them back in it? It was parking lot that has kept them alive so far. Can Winery do it as well?
Yeah, I think they absolutely need Alex to turn it around as well.
Yep.
Start to pick it up a bit.
Yeah, Shawnee has a little bit, but Alex still at double negative. And who's the first two to go down? It's Shawnee and Alex. And Shawnee actually spawned so far away, but it doesn't matter because his teammates find the kill. But TJ just still alive, trying to be annoying.
Trying to do just that, but the time's still ticking the way of UNILAD. Rise Nation with so much time left want to at least take one more crack at this. Slasher tries to be the entry. Zed ready and waiting. Zed combined with Alex over the top. Find everything. 3 in a row for Zed.
And they're just going
5
as well.
overall.
They're going. You see 2 players from spawn or
Needs
from
these
Rise
streaks.
actually
He
spawn
needs these
out.
streaks.
So that could definitely help. And again, it was such a poor game out of Shawnee and Alex. Shawnee, you know, they're both starting to go around even now, but I mean, they have the lead.
When you're in a position like this where you obviously desperately want to get streaks, but you're going up against one of the hardest breaks in the game at Parking Lot, what do you think is the best way to try and get them?
Well, they're able to get to spawn, so that's step 1. They're able to do that as they spawn Rise
Oh,
out.
God, Waskin's close too.
I think when you're this close and you know the hill is so difficult, I mean, it just comes down to just sort of a bait and switch out of a teammate and hopefully a location that you know one of the enemies is. It's so hard to do, though. Yeah, the setup from Rise is here, and now he just has to play slow. He's trying to find something. There we go. He's able to find one, now just 20 points away. The problem is, I believe Looney's going a bit of a flank through that grandma's house, but it doesn't matter. He's going to get the touch on the hill as well. And there's full streaks for Zed. Plays it perfectly. And they're in the parking lot with 25 seconds left.
Waskin dropped on his streak, but Zed was able to pick him up before he falls. Now a 10-point game in this, and UNILAD getting a nice chunk of time down the stretch in Parking Lot. Now they have some streaks to work with, so I imagine maybe we're going to see a fighter pilot here for the next hard point.
That was always the big talking point here on St. Marie was this lookout post, how good it can be for that fighter pilot. They're just trying to get into a position for when they can call it. Actually, Zed just going to go for it right now. What can he find? He's able to find one. He's not going to shoot TJ because TJ is really close to him. He didn't want to shoot himself. So he's able to find 2 kills. Shawnee is able to break in as well. Great break out of UNILAD.
The power of streaks and the nice coordinated push out of
Look how
UNILAD.
far Rise are as well. They know Looney was still lurking.
They've got the lead, and they're winning the gunfights on the edge. As Zed drops, Waskin has to focus. Nades coming in over the top. Somehow still alive as they continue to rain in. Shawnee picks it up next with the bar. Might have, if he kept shooting well, he's still going to get the second kill. And now Shawnee very close to streaks. UNILAD on the brink of taking both hard points over Rise and taking this series 3-1.
It's a big 20 seconds that they haven't gotten into yet. So they're going to get the final 8 Rise. This is the 3rd time they've won Restaurant Hill, at least early on. And it looks like that's going to continue. Actually, though, Slasher killed his teammate. That's 3 dead now. It's just 1 player left in TJ. And more streaks for Shawnee. These are so important. Yeah, just stay alive. Back on up. Glide bomb on in. What a break out of UNILAD, and it stems from that team kill.
It's been a bit of a trend over the last couple of days. Team kills happening in really unfortunate spots.
They do not help anybody.
Yeah, definitely does not make it easy.
the enemy team.
Shawnee got the glide bomb as well. Seeing if he can pick up anything else. Slasher should be found. That's full streaks now for him. You've got a ton of streaks to work with on UNILAD. Plus, you've got a big advantage in this game. The only thing you don't have is kind of top side of the minimap control, but you have the streaks to work with it. Go ahead, take early control, Rise. Get in position, use the streaks, bury them at Winery. Rise doing a good job at least trying to fight for this final bit of time inside a restaurant.
I will say, sometimes though on Winery, we see a little bit of like, it's sort of a trap hill at times because you put an artillery down, you think it's going to cover everything. Sometimes it doesn't. It can be a trap. You don't want to invest too much here because you still have Parking Lot as well. And now you have Looney working on some streaks, so this is a
good point.
big kill.
Can Looney get streaks? Because then you got to think it's just going to be a streak party at Parking Lot.
Now it comes down to these gunfights. So the artillery keeps them off for the first 15 seconds, so they're going to invest in a fire pile as well. He doesn't shoot Looney. He's trying to
that would have been the
alive.
big kill. You think he's going to target Looney due to the fact he has those streaks, but Looney able to stay up. Can he find a kill, though? Can he find a kill?
UNILAD's on the hill. And he gets shot in the back, and UNILAD's on the hill. Now they're going to go for it. All the streaks called in, maybe even the artillery. They're trying to win it right here at Winery. 1 dead. Finds a second as well, and the artillery is called in. There's just 1 player left. 5 more seconds. That is it. UNILAD has done it.
When it rains, it pours. The streaks bury bury Rise Nation, and they take both of the hard points in this series and get the 3-1 victory. What a performance for UNILAD. What a momentum builder for them headed into playoffs. And for Rise.
So what needs to happen now for Rise to get 4th? Do United and Optic just have to win? Well, Optic's already ahead of them, so does United just have to win?
I thought when I first looked at it that they lost, they were 4th, but then I read some stuff that made me think differently. So I don't know exactly. I'll have to look at it, but more than likely, I mean, it's very possible that we're going to see a Rise Red matchup.
I like that.
Oh, God. I mean, think of that gauntlet, dude. Literally, you and I casting 14 maps of that. Because we had a replay and a hard point. It was the winner's bracket final. It was the grand final. It might
These
be a
two
round
East
one
for Rise have not been good, though.
No, they have not.
They have been terrible. Just terrible.
And it's not like UNILAD. I mean, losing UNILAD is not the worst thing. They're a very, very good team, but
it's
just, it doesn't. Yes, and it's like you are what everyone considers the best team in the world. Your group chat is the Golden State Warriors.
That hat right there.
And you're having trouble beating. I mean, you're having trouble beating anyone. They haven't had. When was the last time they just had a good, clean, like 3-0 series where Rise just came in and dominated? Maybe I'm missing one, but I can't think of one.
What was the one yesterday? Who did they play yesterday? Oh, I believe it's right here. LG, but LG. I mean, that was like a 3-1.
No, it was pretty close.
But it was pretty close.
Pretty close.
But yeah. They lost both hard points and they lost to Search and Destroy, which is their specialty, on an Ardennes Forest where UNILAD wasn't good.
Well, UNILAD's barely played it. We know they target.
And that's another map UNILAD barely plays. They don't play that map. They're 1-1 now.
I think it's going to show how good UNILAD are as we start to see the width, really, the kind of how big their actual map pool is.
And again,
they're dangerous,
point,
man.
It was a tie game, and you had 2 players on UNILAD at double negative.
Just like Red, teams that find a way to win when the slang isn't always in their favor. UNILAD looks so impressive in a dominant effort over Rise Nation, but we still have 2 matches to go. We'll get to them right after this quick break.
The lads are frying, and Rise has fell. My name is Rich. Welcome back to the desk. I am joined by Nameless. I am joined by a translator, Momo, and the man that we need to translate, the champion right now, the one, the only. Wait, what is going on with your team right now? How are you guys able to take down, honestly, the boogeyman in this division? Everybody said they were going to be the top team, and you guys, Phil had you as 7th coming into this? 7th coming into this?
I was being generous, but you know.
And now you're looking to potentially be the top team out of your division.
I don't know, it's hard because see them, they've won the past 2 events. So them coming into this league, like basically already qualified like for the next 2 weeks. It's probably like they're probably not even taking it 110. And when you don't do that, like you can lose to anybody. Like they went last match with Tated Minds, and they've lost to nearly every team they shouldn't be losing to.
Yeah, I think that really is the thing. They're losing to teams that they shouldn't lose to, and ultimately, you called this one. You actually called this, and I think a lot of people would have thought Nameless was crazy going into this, calling UNILAD winning. Phil maybe thought that he was crazy, right? I mean, Rise is such a formidable foe to be going against. Why did you call it?
I mean, it's absolutely okay for you to call me crazy for thinking UNILAD's going to win that, but I mean, just based on performances, like I got to call it like I see it. UNILAD's been playing amazing. They're playing smart Call of Duty, and they're also getting the kills. So this is a team whose chemistry has come together that's just been playing so good as of late. Like, it's hard for me to call against that. When a team is playing at that level, like they can beat anybody, and when you see another team making mistakes like the way Rise has been playing, I have to say the other team is going to win. I will never sugarcoat it. Rise has a lot of issues at the moment. Whether they're not going hard like you said, I don't know what it is. That's an issue. They have a lot of issues, and you can see it in their gameplay.
And no shade right now. No shade at all, Weston. But if you look at teams just on paper based off of the rosters, right? You look at Rise Nation, and even going into this year, you say, look, these are just all the best players. I mean, yes, TJ had a lot to prove, a younger player, but ultimately, it's a rockstar lineup. Your team going into this year, I would not call a single one of you a rock star. I wouldn't. Why on earth would you?
Drop their best player and become better. It's so weird to me, but it works. They don't have a bad player.
What is it? Why is it working? And also, what is it like to? Yes, sure, we can say that your brother was the best player on the team, but before he dropped him, but why now are you guys all looking like rock stars?
See, the thing is with this team, like, we're probably the only team like this. Like, my team can sit there, we could get smoked 3-0, we get reverse sweeped, and we could go back and sit down and watch a film together, go out and get food, and we're probably the only team that can do that. We all like each other. Like, no matter what happens, there's always good vibes.
I think as well with Wuskins, kind of with Scraps leaving, it was no doubt in anyone's mind he was the best player on UNILAD. When he left, I think that's kind of where I just thought there's kind of no hope for this team. That's why I kind of put them in 7th, and I think that's so important as well, because a lot of the teams, we kind of sit backstage and we'll see a team lose on main stage and they'll go in 4 different directions almost. And I think to be able to go back to talk about it, to watch your film over is so important. But again, I think chemistry, no one kind of says who's the 4 best players in the world, and they don't go Alex, Wuskins, and these guys, but it's more than just individual skill.
Yeah, it really is. And, I was watching this one with Optic, and obviously Optic was very invested in you guys trying to pull down that victory. And you're going to see why on the standings right now. Optic going to be sitting there at 1st place. They got to do a little bit to keep it. But you guys have pretty much avoided 4th place at this point. So there's not going to be a battle between you and your brother early on, which is pretty scary. I mean, we could have Scraps and Wuskins going for deep bracket runs when we actually do get to playoffs now. UNILAD and Red Reserve looking like very scary squads out of the EU, potentially just being best teams globally. But they were kind of saying too, I mean, what is it about this team? What makes them gel so much? And we are definitely seeing the results. You guys currently sitting at number 2, 10-4. I mean, there's no way you guys expected to come out this hot, did you?
I told everyone, I said I'd come here and make a few upsets, but I didn't think it'd be like this. Like, we started at 10-4, so it's a good feeling. There's around a bunch of people that want to win. 2 people that come from the national circuit, so they're new to this, they want to win, so.
I think that says a lot about the national circuit and the up-and-coming scene. Is people think it's almost impossible to break in as well. Shawnee was one to message me when I was trying to almost find out. I was like, tell me about this Alex guy. I don't really know about him. Tell me, Shawnee. And he was like, we are going to do well. We will make playoffs. And I was like, okay, I respect the confidence, but I didn't really believe him. I didn't believe him until probably the start of this week, where I kind of thought they're actually going to do it. And credit to him, I think it's just having that confidence, but also not delusional confidence. Mm-hmm. When you go in, it's you got to go into every match thinking you're going to win. I respect that.
Rated confidence.
But right now he is doing that. But nevertheless, it's these guys knew their goals and have achieved and gone further, which is crazy to me.
I feel like delusional. I feel like delusional delusional confidence can be a good thing, though, as well.
It can.
Yeah, you're talking to the most delusionally confident pro player of all time. I think everybody would say that. I was like, it helps so much to get you through series. But no, I mean, even before coming into this division, when they made their roster change, all the European players were saying UNILAD's going to beat everybody. Like, they were dominating us in scrims. You guys were kind of that team that was just so good, coming into it. And then, you got better as time went on, and even better and better. And then you have that performance at Anaheim, and you're like, wait, we can do this. We're actually good. Like, we're actually this good. And then I think that transformation with that confidence you got from Anaheim showed in these last 2 weeks, and you've been dominating. It's just something like, it's great to see a success story like that.
I don't know, it's weird because see, when we come into the league, the first day we got 3-0, 3-0'd. So I'm sort of thinking, Jesus Christ, I've made the wrong move here. But I don't know. We got 3-0, 3-0'd, and I thought that was it. But things have worked out, and I don't know.
You only have 4 losses and lost 2 the first day.
Well, yeah, I mean, we kind of have to talk too now, because it's not even a question about if you're the best team in Europe right now. It's a conversation of, are you going to be the champs at stage 2? It's definitely something that we need to be thinking about. And we actually asked you guys at home what you think. We actually asked true or false. Division B is going to be the division that actually fields the champion of stage 2. And using that hashtag CWLPS4, we got a few of the answers coming up right now. This is from Carter King 15. True, because it's Papa Clay and the boys with E-United. Thinks that E-United's potentially... All right, Carter King thinks Papa Clay's going to be able to take that one
for
down.
a win.
I think that Clay definitely... How long has it been for him since he's actually seen a win?
I don't know. Has it been 1,000 days?
A long time.
I think we're getting to...
His last win was with that FaZe team, so yeah, it's been over 1,000 days for sure.
He's past the 1,000-day
Hey,
mark.
Clay, nod your head if it's been 1,000 days since you've won.
He's laughing at you. He's laughing at you.
He has no idea what's going on right now. Those implants.
But they will be playing very soon. We'll talk about that in a second. We want to see a few more of your tweets. False, IMO, that means in my opinion. RR, that means Red Reserve, is still the best in the game, and I think they're still hungry for that championship that they just missed out on in Anaheim. I do believe the CWL COD champs are in Division B, though. Okay, M. Connor 22. That was the hardest thing to read in the entire thing. But I think that there's some valid points in there, Momo.
I agree. I think Red Reserve, from what we last saw of them, obviously they've gone home, but they are very, very clean. They're very polished as a team, and I think they can come in and win Stage 2 playoffs without a doubt. I think they're very hungry. Again, coming second a couple of times. These guys have been in grand finals and just missed out. And this is the most confident I've been in a European team to win a championship or a major in a very, very long time. That was going into Anaheim. I still think Europe is going to win a major, whether that be playoffs, whether that be champs, but I think Europe has got one of them.
What's going through your brother's mind right now? Like, is he kind of sitting at home just waiting to get in?
See, the thing is with this team, none of them have ever won.
Yeah.
So when these win, this is going to be a team that's going to keep winning, keep winning, and keep winning. You got the likes of my brother, Trey. They're unbelievable. Do you know what I mean? So once they win, they're going to keep winning. So that's what you don't want. If they do win season 2, they're probably going to win champs.
Yeah, I really do. So Trey in particular, I've kind of just been waiting for Trey to really get in that position where he does start winning. When Trey is nasty,
he's done it already.
Terrifying. But the thing is now, I actually feel like the combo of Scraps and Trey, like it just gasses Trey up.
Trey's gotten a lot better thus far in this game.
That's another team as well. Like, see them, they can. But the last team they had, the old Red Reserve team, they got double second. They couldn't sit together when they lost. They didn't get along well. Whereas the team they've got now, they lose and they go like us. They go there and sit together. They don't mind it. That's what's going to help them a lot.
That's a big thing. That helps a lot when you're able to
helps a lot.
Like
That also, I think, is what's so important about your duo for the European region, the fresh blood that has come in because of it. But we got one more tweet. This is from Drea Metz. True, Optic have almost found their final form, and Octane has been a monster. You know, I'll be completely honest. Octane is a filthy beast.
All right, listen, you Octane fanboy, he is a filthy beast. And I will agree with this, that a team out of this division, I think, will win CWL playoffs, Stage 2 playoffs. I just think that you guys have an advantage being able to just play these last 2 weeks. Yep. And then also, I know some people are staying here. Like, I believe Optic's going to stay here until playoffs, being able to play and practice. So I think that's a huge advantage. And we saw that last year, kind of that pre-land that Envy and Optic did going into, I think it was champs after their division and playoffs, where you saw Optic and Envy, the top teams at both events. So I think that is a massive advantage, and it puts you guys in a great position. You got to take advantage of it. So that's why I think a team from this division will win playoffs.
See, this is another team, like, don't get me wrong, individually, they're unbelievable. But if you look at the first 2 weeks we come into, they dominated bar 2 series, Rise and was it the LG one?
They did.
And then they went into Anaheim and they lost to us. They got knocked out. Like, no offense to them, they go playoffs. In playoffs, it's totally different. It's a totally different environment. So that's when you'll be able to see if they're really about it or they're not.
Yeah, do you think that this Optic roster has, though, kind of overcome some hurdles as a team and is actually playing on a different level right now?
These are the same, like exactly like us and Red. Like, they'll sit there. As far as I know, the last team they wasn't getting along when they were losing. Whereas these now, like, you look at Methods, he brings the vibes. They can sit around him and laugh. Whereas the old team, that wasn't like that. So these are another team, like, if they get going, they will win.
Yeah, I think that is important, and I also do think when you look at Zenny and you do look at Octane, they kind of do bring that levity that roster hasn't had in a long time. But guys, we got to look at what is coming up next. We're going to be seeing quite a bit from all